G'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life. And Honda New Zealand has just facelifted the 4th generation Jazz, replacing the outgoing Jazz Luxe with the new Jazz Sport Hybrid and introducing a new model, the Jazz RS Hybrid. And today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about these two very cool new Jazzes. The new Jazz RS HEV, which is Honda's branding for their new range of hybrid electric vehicles, really is the most complete Jazz they've ever sold, in my opinion, because it has the vastly improved, very well built and well equipped 4th generation Jazz interior, along with one of the most powerful and fuel efficient hybrid electric powertrains for this class of car on the market. Plus it now has the long lost Jazz RS styling. At the front they've kept the LED lights but changed the bumper and their grille with a more pronounced look. Down the side it has some gloss black side skirts and door mirrors, and round back they've given a more pronounced rear spoiler, lip kit and an exhaust tip. The wheels are bespoke to the RS model, as is this urban grey paint job. You can also get it in a darker meteoroid grey, plus a crystal red and a couple of different white options. The 1.5 litre dual motor hybrid electric powertrain has also been uprated. It now makes 8 more kilowatt and 10 more newton meters, bringing it to a total of 90 kilowatt or 120 horsepower and 253 newton meters of torque, which is some pretty healthy numbers for a little 1200 kilo hybrid hatchback like the new Jazz.
It's got 2 electric motors paired with the 1.5 litre petrol engine. When you coast or brake, the car uses the motors to regenerate electricity to put back into the battery, which it can then reuse later in either EV mode or in tandem with the petrol engine to power you along. Putting the transmission into B increases the regenerative braking, and you can adjust how much you slow down with the pedals on the steering wheel.
The interior is probably one of the best built and most well thought out modern interiors I've ever sat inside of. They've moved the big structural pillar here further back, leaving a nice thin one between the quarter window and the main windscreen, giving you a near perfect 180-degree field of view out the windscreen. The RS now has a new steering wheel with 3 spokes, gloss black trim and paddle shifters, along with yellow contrast stitching, which matches up perfectly with these new grey and black sport seats. The infotainment system is one of the easiest I've ever used, and now that I've been converted over to the iPhone gang, good friend of mine Jack managed to convince me to spend like a third of my monthly income on one of these bricks to put in my pocket, now means that I can connect it up to the Honda infotainment system with Apple CarPlay in a matter of seconds, but also has Android Auto, Bluetooth, reversing camera, can show you what your parking sensors are up to, has a trip computer on here as well, and you can adjust various parameters about the car. All of the rest of the controls on the interior are all physical, including the climate controls, the park brake down here, the adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist buttons here on the steering wheel. It has auto lights and keyless entry, and round back it has the magic seat system that you'll be familiar with from Jazzes of the past. The seats fold down completely flat, they also flip up at the base, and it has even more legroom than all of the other Jazzes from yesteryear. Overall, it's just a brilliant place to sit.
Next up, I got my NPC brother, who represents the general driving population, to take the new Jazz RS from the Newlands New World to the Schaefer Street New World, where we collected a delicious cheesecake, and back again. On the same route 2 years ago with the old non-hybrid Jazz Life, we got 5.2 litres per 100k. The HEV Luxe did 3.9, and this new RS Hybrid did 4.1, which is still excellent.
Driving the Jazz RS Hybrid. Let's give it some beans. 1.5 litre dual motor hybrid setup, and I must admit it is a very zippy little car, especially around town. Off the line, where the electric motors are most effective, man, this thing is a punchy little car, eh? Even the old sport ones are nowhere near as quick as these new hybrids. And now that we're coming down the hill, this is where the hybrid system really comes into its own, because now if I put it into B, you can use the pedals to adjust how much regenerative braking you get. Handling is really nice on these, eh? And then foot down. And you notice it kind of does these fake shifts, and it works well because it gives it that rhythmic feeling that you would normally get with a traditional torque converted automatic. It's so much fun to drive. Moving on to the new Honda Jazz Luxe Sport Hybrid. This one, while it looks very similar to the RS, does without the spoiler, the badges and the gloss black side skirts, mirrors and bumpers. It's also available in a wider variety of colours. You can have it in this quite lovely rose gold, along with a very pale blue, a darker blue, along with the standard black, white, grey and red. While the drivetrain of the Sport is mechanically identical to the RS, the interior is where things differ quite a bit. Gone is the sporty grey and yellow stitched interior of the RS, and in its place is a very businessy black or brown leather interior. The seats are quilted and heated, which makes them look and feel very nice indeed. And while the steering wheel here doesn't have 3 spokes and pedals like the RS, the Sport adds a wireless charger down here in the center console, which works flawlessly. So really it's just going to come down to whether you prefer the more luxurious interior of the Sport or the more sporty interior of the RS. While the RS is definitely designed to be the more sporty driving experience, which naturally lends itself to the type of driving that I enjoy, this is still a lovely car to drive, the new Jazz Sport. Over all the lumps and bumps of Wellington roads these days, it soaks them up perfectly. There's not a harshness to the ride. And then of course it has adaptive cruise control as well, so if I set that for the speed that I'd like to go, the car will follow the car in front. So if they slow down, I slow down. If they speed up, I speed up to the speed that I have set. It really does work flawlessly. You wouldn't normally find me driving a little hybrid hatchback like this and enjoying myself, but in living with the new Jazz RS and Jazz Sport Hybrid for the last few days while filming this video, it combines everything that I look for in an ordinary car. It looks quite cool on the outside, it's very well built on the inside, has all the features you could ever need, gets excellent fuel consumption, is very, very comfortable, but above all else, no matter where you take it, on a twisting back road or down to the local New World to pick up some bread and milk, it is just a thoroughly enjoyable car to drive. Well, there we go. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Kiwi Car Life, and I trust it's given you all the information that you need to go out and buy the perfect Jazz for you, and I will very much look forward to seeing you again next time.